everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan, and I hope you're enjoying your Saturday, and thank you for tuning in. Couldn't be a better weekend spending the day with you guys talking about our favorite topic. That's real estate. The weather's changing. It's beautiful. It was in the 70s the other day, and it's real estate in the air. The market's all over the place, as you can know. It's an amazing week. If you watch the stock market, everybody's holding on, watching all their retirements and the stocks go down and pummel, but we ended strong Friday on inflation news that was cooling at a faster pace, which is good for the markets. Everybody responded, and hopefully that's a good sign for the weeks to come up. Again, thank you for tuning in for Real Estate with Ryan. And if you're tuning in for the first time, you say, who's that guy on the radio? Well, my name's Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, and we do this show for several years talking about real estate in East Tennessee and why it's the best place we call home. It's got some of the best fan base across the country, and some of the best housing in America. That's why we have a lot of people that's relocated here across the country, different states, and now they're all starting to blend in, and we're working with them to wear that orange here in East Tennessee. We're talking about the real estate market. I've got a great show for you today. We're talking about, is the housing market starting to balance out? That's what we're seeing. A lot of people wondering if the housing market's going to go off a cliff. I had one of my clients today. They said, Ryan, you know, it's going to run it right to the ground. So we'll talk about that, so much more before we start. Before we start, we got some new listings. Congrats. And a lot of activity this week. It's been a busy week. Got new contracts left and right. We've been strong over here, so it's been a great week to the spring market, which is always peak season. Let's see what we've got going on here. So new congrats, new listings. Just listed this week, 2304 Lakemore Drive in Knoxville, waterfront property, $2.8 million. What's really amazing about this property, some great views, basement, full kitchen, perfect for in-laws. Showed that the other day. It may be gone sooner than you think, so make sure you check that out. Of course, you can check all these properties out at ryancoleman.org. We got a new listing on 111 Deer Haven Court in Harriman. Beautiful property there, just listed on the market. Make sure you check that out. 320 White Plain Roads in Von Orr. Great opportunity. 2 home sites, great land. Could build your forever home, starter home. It's an opportunity there just to look at. Congrats on pending. 3551 Kaufman Drive in Knoxville. Went under contract relatively quickly. 8209 Tamarick Road in Rocky Top in Knoxville. Good sellers there. Great sellers, past clients of ours. And super excited to get that property under contract for them. And then 309 Brown Wren Way in Gatlinburg under contract. Congrats. Closing on Christensen Road in Deer Lodge. That was a tough scenario there with a great client and had some challenges there. And we lost one of our sellers during that process. So prayers for them. And that was been a tough process for them. And glad to get that property sold and closed for them. And a great seller out 2223 Chimney Rock Road out in New Tazewell. Congrats on the closing on that. So that and so much more. It's been a busy week, and thank you for tuning in. As always, if you're tuning in for the first time, you can catch Real Estate with Ryan every Saturday on News Talk 98.7 at 1 p.m. Of course, we're also another station, great station, our partner for years, Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 a.m. We're streaming live on their Facebook page, so you can always catch us there as well. And we're on Facebook, Twitter, which used to be Twitter. We call it X now, Instagram, YouTube, and all the social platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Google, in case you happen to miss the show. All right, so we've got a lot going on. We'll get into vol updates and everything on the second half, so we know it's March Madness, a lot going on there. I feel like it's March Madness in the real estate market now. That's what I feel like. My team feels like it. Yesterday, we're on the phone nonstop, working on deals and working through these challenges in the marketplace, right? As was mentioned before the show started, one of my clients, he's a character, good guy. He said, hey, we're going off the cliff. I'm selling my properties and I'm getting out of it. And so that feels like it, right? Watching the stock market, 500, 700, 600. It's not been a great week in the stock market. And that also relates to consumers' confidence. And where's the market going? We talked last week a lot about our tariffs, how that's impacting the market. And the report that came out Friday was the consumer inflation report. And so the markets really like to hear good news, not negative, right? So all good news there. And so a lot of those things are coming into play and affecting the housing market. We know March and April is the busiest time of the year. It's where the most homes come on the market. I think the second week in April, they say, is the best time to sell your property. Wow, there's more buyers, the yard's more beautiful, and all those kind of things, right? It's where people are looking. More inventory is coming on the market. I've got some great sellers that are looking to purchase as well. And why is it more important now? Had that conversation with them, and it says understanding that, yes, I can maybe, this couple's coming from California. Their daughter lives here. And I said, wanted to encourage that the best time to shop is coming up here in this next couple of months, because most sellers, just like you, are going to be putting their home on the market. So have yourself in a position while these rates are where we need to be. If you have the ability to afford 2 homes or do a bridge loan or have those opportunities, understand that the inventory that will be on the market in the next couple of months may not be here during the summer months. We change quickly. It's kind of hard to believe we're moving that quickly in March. Before you know it, kids will be out of school. And that's how quickly things are turning. So either that or we're getting older over here. But I think it's a little combination of both. Don't you guys feel like these things are turning quicker and quicker? Weeks turn to months. I know that's how we feel. But let's talk about this before we get going. Talking about the interest rates. Everybody wants to know where we're at. And as you can see in the housing market, when the mortgage rates this week have hit the lowest point we've seen so far. So indication on that is really, really good. Didn't time with the stock market, but then when the consumer confidence report came out, it did time well. They love to hear that. It seemed like prices on groceries, fuel was going down at a rapid pace. And I'll cover all that on today's show. So our mortgage rates today are 6.63 for a 30-year fixed loan, Fannie Mae. Our FHA is about 6.8, and a 15-year is now under 6%, so 5.94 to be exact. Jumbo is 6.69, all right? So if you've been holding off buying a home because of high mortgage rates, you may want to take another look into the market because the mortgage rates have been trending down lately. And that gives you a chance to kind of jump back into the housing market. While that may not be a significant jump, it's very noteworthy, understanding that's changing from 7s to 6. Rates are declining faster than expected. So we have a little chart here showing where Fannie Mae was at, starting at 6.63, and now they're at 6.5, and where we're at currently today. And then according to VP, Deputy Chief Economic Advisor for mortgage bankers, 𝐘𝐆𝐄𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐒, uncertainty is playing a big part into the rates. That's what we're seeing in the housing market, uncertainty. I always tell sellers, that's a challenge. We have these conversations. People buy and sell homes or do buy and sell and do anything, when they're confident, when they feel like there's stability, the job markets, the housing markets. What's reverse if people are not? If you feel a little uncertainty, the markets are shifting, the consumers and the confidence sends, they tend to what? What do? We pull back. You look at 2023. Why one of those years was the most challenging was because the Feds were pushing rates up rapidly, like we've never seen. And they were pushing rates up so rapidly, a lot of people pulled their housings off the market. People that had lower interest rates, 2 to 3%, they said, I'm not selling. And then people weren't getting 8% mortgages. At 8% mortgage on an investment loan, let's say here in the Smokies or somewhere else, that's a 9% mortgage, about 9.5%. So buyers said, no, I'm out, tap out, I'll wait. And that's never a good sign for the housing market. The mortgage rates declined last week, soaring consumer sentiment that regarding the economy, increasing uncertainty of the impact of new tariffs levied on the goods of U.S., these factors were the largest weekly decline in the 30-year fixed rate since November of 2024. You say, well, rates, how big a play, Ryan, are the interest rates? From 7% to 6.63, it doesn't really sound a lot. That big a difference. Isn't that big difference? Even a small change in the rates is a big difference in the monthly payments. Here's an example of something as we go into January. $400,000 loan at 7%. This was about January 16th of this year, 2025, compared to now, $400,000 at a 6.63 rate. About the same. And you say, Ryan, the payment for the $400,000 house at 7.4% is $2,671.96. Now the current payment is $2,562.57. So Ryan, monthly about $109.39 savings. What you have to look at, it's not just the principal payment. There's over $39,000, go ahead and say $40,000 you'll pay in interest on that loan by that small adjustment. So these are things that you have to really look at, the fine print over the long haul. We're coming up on the second half. We're going to talk more about the rates. We're going to talk more about the balancing of the market here at East Tennessee. Make sure you stay with us back for the second half of Real Estate with Ryan. We'll be right back.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back at it, Real Estate with Ryan, second half. Enjoying this Saturday, and I hope you're enjoying this weekend, and thank you for spending your time with us. As you know, it's March Madness, a lot going on in the market. Vols are in action. It's a great time to be a Vol, and we're hoping that they go deep in the tournament. But before we get going here and get going into our section, let's go with our 60-second Vol update, please. Drum roll. All right, Vols are in action. Men, big game. Then this weekend, we'll see how things go. We're hoping they go really, really large in the tournament, do great. Our men's baseball program is undefeated. Make sure you check those guys out. Softball's in full effect. I know my wife was going to take my daughter to go see a softball game, so make sure you check out the Lady Vols over there at the softball. Pretty good to watch a game there. And women will be in action. Tournament play will be right around the corner after the SEC tournament. And so it's March Madness tournament play. Make sure you support our Vols and watch them. Go Big Orange. So that is our 60-second update. Don't forget, spring football has started right around the corner before you know it. So that is all we got to say on the Vols right now. Go Big Orange. Hope you guys do great in the tournament. Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Go Big Orange. So much going on. It's kind of sad that the basketball season is over. I know my team, we work really hard here to give away all those tickets and promotions and things we do on commercials. We really enjoy it, though. There's a lot of work with everything we do in our real estate industry. We're very, very active and coaching and doing so much and being a father and business leader of multiple companies. But I love it. You know, I love seeing going to a game, and I think I mentioned that before. You know, one of the things that I didn't realize was first coming to this area, why we kind of give away tickets and why we're sponsored the Vols is, I mean, it's a big part of the community and why we came here. You know, it's Vol Nation, right? It's the people here. One of the first opportunities is my uncle had an opportunity to send us to the game, and I was just taken back by this atmosphere and the people and the kindness. And this is years ago when I was a little guy. You know, we came down to a basketball camp that Wade Houston put on, you know, and it was a great opportunity, and it really opened up my eyes for this area. And I have a lot of clients that come in this area, and they say, you know, Ryan, just like a client that came in the other day from California, he said, we used to come down there on vacation all the time, visit family, etc. And he said, you know, we're just leaving here for obviously several years. Now, this guy, our great client, he's going to be in the home for 40 years. 40 years in this one home. Raised his family, and just ready to start a new adventure, new opportunities on the rise. And so I think that's what is the last couple of years where things have changed for a combination of reasons in the marketplace, and has brought a lot of people that have visited East Tennessee but brought them back home. And you know, we're glad to help those people and glad to be in real estate to help them. And obviously, if you know anybody that's buying or selling, if we can be of any service to you, we love to help you. And I think some of the biggest things to think about when moving is when's the right time? Do we buy now? Do we sell now? What do we do? And I think the biggest challenge is, and why we do this show, is you need a great agent in your corner. You have to have them. There's too much going on in the marketplace just to wing it or do it by yourself. One of the biggest things that we see in the housing market, other than the rates up and down, consumer confidence, is really balancing the emotions. We're talking about is the housing market starting to balance out, and that's what we're going to talk about the second half after we kind of tie about the rates. But as the market balance out, emotions are high. Stock markets are changing. Properties are setting a little bit longer. Consumers are a little nervous. They've gotten loans. They bought investments. Some investments we expected to cash out. They're not moving at the rate we need to. Interest payments are due. I just got off the phone with one of my investors. The balloon payments due. Another guy said, hey, well, my balloon payment's here. The bank's not renewing it. These are scary things that we're dealing with in the housing market. And so the anxieties are coming up a little bit higher. And obviously, if you're doing it by yourself, it's tough. It's a great team to make it work. I say teamwork for the dream work. You got to have a great team. And we're here to help you, obviously. We're not nonprofit, but we're here to help you. We don't want to charge you anything unless we bring value to you. We do this show every week just to bring value to you. What I would encourage you to do if you're thinking about selling, please jump on my website or text me this weekend or whenever you have time. We've got this service. We've been running it for years. I probably don't tell you enough about it, but spring is here. Markets have changed. And what we're seeing in the last couple of weeks and what I expect here coming soon may impact your home's value. So if you want to text your home value, you don't even have to talk to me, Ryan. Say, Ryan, I'm not ready to talk. No problem. We'll text you. My team works 7 days a week. We'll get right back to you. And text me your home's value. We'll start there. That's the first place you want to start. What's my numbers? Got a property that we're selling over on the lake. I'm running numbers today for them. That's what they want to start with. And that's where you need to start. So get a pen, get this number, or write it down. Phone number is 865-290-2290. So text me anytime, 865-290-2290. We'll text you back your home's value, ask you a couple questions. And if you're not ready now, we'll give you that information. And if you're ready, we may ask you to come out and see you here sooner than later so we can give you an 100% accurate value. So take us advantage on that. If not, you can go to our website, ryancoleman.org, and start your search there as well. We've got a great search tool there. Our app helps you search for property. It's one of the best things I can find out there. I've got great vendors, and it also lets you know about alerts, new pendings that are in your neighborhood. You can watch the market. I think it's a very valuable tool. And those are all free to you to use in our services. All you got to do is just go to our website and then put in some information and give it to you. Text, no cost, okay? Getting back to the housing market, talking about interest rates. So how did that payment, Ryan, in the first half, $109 make a difference? Well, $109 really not that big a deal. Today's economy, that might be a dinner. Some places that won't even get you dinner, a steak dinner. It used to say it'd get you a steak dinner for $100. Now, you might get half a steak dinner. Just, never know. So what about the payment? So we're knowing with the interest rate from 6.63 to 7, there's almost $40,000 of interest on the loan. So in a matter of weeks, a $400,000 house has come down by $100 a month. That's a significant savings when you're making a decision as buying a home. Just remember that shifts in the economy drove rates down faster than expected, but that can change as the market and rates are volatile. So bottom line, as the market has shifted some, there's a great opportunity now more than ever to jump back into the market. And what we're seeing is that buyers are on the fence, buyers are waiting, buyers are watching. That old saying, though, keep in mind, if it's not compelling, it's not selling. Meaning, if your property's on the market and we've got a lot of views, a lot of activity, or limited activity and showing, but lots of views and lots of people looking, wonder why. Is it the marketing? Combination? Is it pricing? Is it inspections? I can't tell you how many deals we're selling this year, and the deals are failing because of the inspection. Just got off the phone with the client. I was kind of giving him a hard time. I was blessing him. I said, this is a brand new remodel, and we've got all these things not done. So I stress to my investors, if you're renovating the home, don't just slap it together. Make sure we're doing a detailed list. I would tell my investors, if you're flipping a home or have a project, let's get an inspector out there. Let's not get surprises at the last minute and make sure that we have a laundry list of things to do. So, is the housing market going to balance out? I think it is. Obviously, the inventory for years has been all over the market. What's the buyer's market? What's the seller's market? So with homes for sale now, people are wanting to purchase them. The buyers face tough competition to get an offer accepted. What makes a buyer's market a seller's market? It all comes down to how many homes are on the market. Our inventory, last time I checked, was about 5,300 homes on the market. A seller's market when there's more buyers than homes available. Pretty simple, right? We looked over the years. You don't have this here, but I have this graph that shows over the years from 2006 inventory, how it would spike, and then 2010 all the way to 2024 to 25 till today. Inventory is still at an all-time low, but we're seeing an increase on that. While it's a seller's market in many places, certain locations have more leverage than they've had in years. And thanks to much inventory grown lately, there's 200 largest metro area housing markets. 41 ended in January 2025 with more active homes than for sale than they had during the pandemic. January 2019, these are the places where home buyers find the most leverage and balance moving forward. I'm not going to have time to go through all of those, but top of sellers have the most power, believe it or not, it's Rochester, New York. And then where buyers have the most power is Beaumont, Texas. That's good to know that there. So bottom line, inventory is rising. The market may be starting to balance out, but it all depends where you buy and sell. That is the market. It's going to change. Get with your agent. Get with their team. We're glad to help you in the process to make it a smooth transition. I hope you've enjoyed this show today. Love spending time with you. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you back next week with Real Estate with Ryan.